Okay. All right, guys. Let me see if I can share this somehow. Let me see. We got a share thing here. Okay, guys. Yeah. All right. We got something over here. Let me check. Let me check. Yeah, I am live. Live, and I'm checking elsewhere here on YouTube. Hold on, guys. Because I'm currently courtesy of StreamYard. Inc. Yeah, I'm on StreamYard here. Yeah, I'm on StreamYard here. So yeah, guys, I am on StreamYard. If you guys, I will link this. Hopefully you guys can see it better than before. Yeah, I had to install Google Chrome just to do this, so I guess I'm going to have two new things. Going for me. Guys. Let me see. Where's the go over here? It should be in the editing box. Yeah, but this is StreamYard I'm using. If you could tell just by the thing above, yeah, it's on StreamYard, powered by StreamYard. That's what they were talking about when they said, oh, by the way, if you go free, you're going to have the, oops, I don't want to do that. Get back over here. You're going to have the, you're going to have that to deal with, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to say Streamlabs isn't bad or anything, guys. Streamlabs is actually kind of good. I mean, it works. I think it all depends on your browser, too. I'm not really sure about that. You know, it's, it's kind of surprising. Now, when I was originally doing this, I did find out, and I'm reading it right now because it's getting all over social media, that Rocky Johnson, yeah, the father of The Rock, passed away. So, yeah, WWE is already on that. I know Alex is going to talk about it because Joseph Winters just told him. I know that OTR Essential is going to be talking about it. So yeah, I'll probably do a video on it myself down the line when the time is right. But yeah, I am currently like I said, doing a live stream here, and I know that some people may think, why aren't you using Streamlabs or something like that? The thing is, I have Streamlabs. I do. It's just more along the lines of, I don't know what was going on. You know, I don't know if maybe it's my browser or what. You know, that's kind of what was getting on my nerves a little bit. You know, so yeah, Streamlabs is a little bit more better, isn't it? Isn't it, Patrick? You know, again, Patrick, I know you're watching, but what do you use for a live stream? Do you use StreamYard or do you use Streamlabs, or what do you use? You know, it's kind of weird because Streamlabs is kind of like a Podbean. You know, it's like you got to have a specific browser, but and also you have to pay money basically a month. Like if you don't want this here, you don't want this here, then you don't have to have it or anything. So you have to pay money or something. I guess I'm not really sure. um, but anyway, and hold on for a second. I gotta turn the heater. Okay, sorry about that. Make sure everything's good. All right. Can I increase this? No, maybe not. Who knows? Anyway. Yeah, that's sometimes the best thing to do, especially with the Premiere. But anyway, I wanted to come on here because I wanted to basically do this package opening. Originally, I was going to do it. This is kind of like a take two. So, yeah, Frank Hill sent me a package the other day, this past weekend. It got here on Monday, and I would have opened it up yesterday, except, I was tired and all that. So he sent me a package of something. He said it wasn't a movie or anything, but it was something that I would get a kick out of, or I would enjoy. And he's probably right. So let's see what he sent, shall we? So let's see what he sent and open it up. Anything else in there? Nope. And what do we have here? Well, this is interesting because one thing that Frank Hill's been trying to get me into lately is the IDW Sonic comics. And not that I don't mind them or anything. The IDW comics are good. But it's more along the lines of, I just feel that, what was now, okay, look, I'm not saying that it isn't bad. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying that basically, it's more along the lines of, it needs, I think it just needs a little bit more oomph. I think what's missing with the IDW Sonic comics is basically honestly, it's the Freedom Fighters. That's who it is. The Freedom Fighters are missing, and I think that's kind of what's hurting sales. It's not just the delays and all that. It's mostly the fact that we don't have the Freedom Fighters on the squad. We don't, and that's what's hurting. So anyway, what did he send me that kind of is an association with that? Well, he sent me one before. It was the first several issues of the series when it started. And so to follow that up, he sent me volume 3 of the IDW comic. This is entitled Battle for Angel Island, and it takes all the issues of the series that coincides with that. I think it takes, I believe, trying to see here. I think it takes, I said I can't, trying to see how many issues it takes. I think it takes about, I think it goes from, trying to see here, 19, 20, 21, and 22, according to this. Oh, sorry about that. I was just itching my ear there. But 19, 20, 21, and 22. So that's what Battle for Angel Island has. So he gave me that, and then he gave me this one called Infection. Infection is basically the start of the current story arc we're in right now, where all the Mobians, if you will, I'm still going to call them Mobians, are infected by this goo that's, once you're covered in it, turns you into a mindless zombot. Basically, it's the IDW equivalent of robotization. Now, I mentioned basically in the audio video I did where I talked about both IDW's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 10 comic upcoming in April of this year, as well as this comic. And when I got to the Sonic comic, I said basically that around 25, around that time frame, and it looks like it's about that, about 25, 26, 27, that basically what would really make it interesting is if the Zete that are being brought in, the Zete or something, decides to really, because Sterling, the character Sterling, who I think you got to think of him on this issue. Hold on, picture of him here. Here he is. Here he is. Sterling, if you will. Sterling is basically trying to take control of the situation because he feels that the doc isn't really focusing or serious about the situation, So Sterling is basically doing a last resort. He's got what looks like to be this seashell horn that was used to control the Zete before. He seems to have gotten his hands on it, and he's going to use it to control the Zete. Now, let's say the Zete break free. My thought process is this. Eggman can get a hold of the horn and use it as well in there. My thought is this, and this is something that I talked about back when they did the first Mega Man Sonic crossover in Archie Comics. I said basically that the one thing that would have really made it interesting, really cause dissension with Sonic and Mega Man, is if Eggman and Wily, when they roboticized Sonic's friends into the roboticized masters, that one of the things they would have added into the robotization is the capability to merge into one giant robot master. And just like we saw with the last of them being restored, which was, I think, Knuckles and Amy, have the now combined roboticized master have a self-destruct ready to activate, in a countdown, like really make Sonic and Mega Man press for time. Like, how are they going to save his friends now? Sonic arguing with Mega Man, going like, I can't destroy them. I think that would have really created some intrigue. And I believe something similar could happen here because, again, the Mobians are doused in this goo. And that even includes Vanilla, Cream's mom, most of the Chaotix, except for SBO. And to me, and I think even Shadow got it. I'm not really sure. Shadow Rouge got it. I'm not really sure. But basically, to me, this is what I see. I see them trying to do something like this. I see Eggman. This is my opinion. I see Eggman, well, not Eggman, but the Zete, maybe even Eggman, like I said, if he gets control of the Zete again, using the Zete's power to really have the goop that has all these Mobians are covered in and that's by doing so turned into Zombots for. I could see someone like Eggman utilizing the power of the Zete, or the Zete themselves. Books hit the mic there. I do apologize. But I could see the Zete's power using the control over the now Zombot Mobians to cause this metallic liquid to cover them completely, and then have them all kind of like gather together as it's covering them all individually completely, have them all come together into one big, what looks like silver blob, and this just emerges this big Zombot monster or something like that, that that basically Sonic would have to, as Super Sonic, have to find a way to not only stop and destroy, but at the same time restore his friends, restore those affected. And I think honestly they should do that. I think honestly to really make it more dramatic, more you know, more like, oh God, what are we gonna do? Our friends are now merged together as this giant freaking robot, or zombot monster or whatever. What do we do? And the reason I bring this up is because I'm reminded of an episode. I don't know if any of you remember the 1994 series. You could watch it right now on Disney Plus, but I don't know if any of you remember the 1994 series, Silver Surfer, based on Marvel Comics character Silver Surfer. But there was a two-part episode called The Learning Curve. And in the second part, we find out that a lot of the Watchers that had disappeared were basically, because of the greed for knowledge, reduced into these blobbish green slime-like creatures that could basically merge into each other. Like two can come together, become one, and then separate. Well, we know that what's her name? We know that two characters. We know that two characters. I think one of them is the silver, that cartoon's interpretation of Nebula, and the other character is called Guitar. And what happens is they get greedy to the point that they too get affected, and then later on, one of the protagonists that's also kind of greedy for knowledge, called the Master or the Watcher, I don't know what his name is. He gets turned into one. Silver Surfer gets turned into one, but he's able to kind of restore himself because of his connection with Galactus. But anyway, to kind of show Silver Surfer that, he needs to free himself from this to get the knowledge he wants, all the what they call is virals. That's what these slime blobs that, Nebula, Guitar, this one character, and then the Watchers before them got turned into. What they do is they merge together to become this big giant Silver Surfer. And I thought to myself, and I thought about that, and I was thinking, man, wouldn't that be something if they did something similar? Like I said, they have the Zete use their powers to make that liquid chrome metal that's, the Zombot Mobians are covered in, have it completely encase them as they're coming together in one location to merge into this big old Zombot creature, which is basically merged together, is basically brought to life with all the liquefied like Mobians all just like standing on each other, but connected through the liquid goo, and everything. It kind of reminds me of something else as well. And ever hear of Unicorn, that unicorn character? There is one of the movies has Unico, not Unico, but has a lot of the human characters, including the female and male protagonists that befriend Unico, turned into kind of like rock creatures or something like that. That basically mindless rock creatures. And what happens is basically the people that get turned into this in this movie, all they end up doing is walking out of their homes, walking to a certain section of a castle, and just walking into the back and kind of like walking backwards right into it and just settling in and becoming part of the castle. Like they're just a part of the castle that is needed to build. So anyway, that's kind of what that's kind of, my thought process of what they should do also kind of reminds me, I should say, of that. Because I think if they were to do something like that in the final issues of the story arc, it would really create a lot of intrigue for fans to tune in and watch. I really do. I think it would create a lot of intrigue for people to tune in and watch because basically, when you think about it, what better way to really stick it to Eggman, if you will, to not only see that he's lost control, but now he sees the end result of what he could have been part of. Because one of the things they're teasing in this, and I don't know if they'll go through with it, is Eggman could possibly be infected himself. So we'll have to wait and see what occurs. But I know the reason. But I think we all know why this story arc is coming to an end right now, or so soon. Well, not so soon. I'm pretty sure. And I say this with all due respect, some people are probably glad it's coming to an end. But the reason it's coming to an end is one. There's no way Sega's going to allow Sonic to get infected, and there's no way they're going to allow some of the established game characters like the Chaotix and Vanilla to be in Shadow and Rouge and whoever else to be infected. There's no way they're going to allow that to stick. What's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is they're going to be freed. But the reason, like I'm saying, that this is all coming to an end so soon is due to the fact that the movie's coming out in February. So if you think for one iota that, they're going to allow this, they're going to just allow this to happen, all the way through to the movie, I think that's where you're wrong, because it's like Sega probably gave them a deadline. They're like, look, we got this movie coming out. You've got you got two. I think originally when they came out with the story, Sega's like, yeah, we got a movie coming out in November of 2019. We need you to end this story right then and there. But then they got the delay, and they're probably like, okay, you have a few months, but by the time we get to February, around that time, end the story. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So that's why I'm thinking the story is ending around this time frame. It's been going on for what, almost 2 years, 2 years almost. That's almost as long, if not longer, than the Sally arc, the Mecha Sally arc, or the Mecha Sally arc, and believe it or not, the Shadow World Crisis, Brave New World, Panic in the Sky arc. It's been going on for that long. So I think it is time for it to end. I really do. So anyway, though, guys, I just thought I'd come on here and show you the packages that Frank Hill gave me. Thank you, Frank Hill, if you're watching this now or later. Thank you for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. And it will give me a chance to look into it and all that. But yeah, this is basically the story. This is the story right here where it starts off, and we'll just and again, like I said, I think the reason it's ending so soon, or not ending so soon, but ending now, is because the movie's coming out, and I don't think Sega wants to have the character infected when the movie comes out. So you know what I'm saying? But anyway, though, guys, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it took me a while to get this working. I mean, I do have Streamlabs on my computer. I have Google Chrome now on my computer. It's just crazy, guys. It's just, to me, YouTube and Dailymotion, all these sites that want to change up the live streaming deals, they need to reconsider. They need to reconsider what they're doing, because not everybody's going to appreciate it. So anyway, though, guys, thank you all for watching. And maybe I'll try Streamlabs next and see what happens. And I'll talk to you all later. So until then, God bless. Take care. I'm out.